If you're one of these people who say, I want to do this, but at the same time they say, oh, it's so difficult, I can't do this. But once you decide that you want to do it, now you don't know how to do it, right? So this video is all about 3 beginner tips for all of you lovely people, how to start with dancing. Tip number 1, approach, or how to participate, or I would say the reason or the purpose behind it. So we're going to divide the approach part into 2 parts. The first part is going to be why, and the second part is going to be how. Now every one of you can have multiple reasons behind learning dancing. That can be just for fun, or maybe just for fitness, or maybe you want to perform somewhere for certain events, or maybe you want to compete somewhere, or maybe you want to make it as a career. Once we figure out why, now we can move on how to achieve it. Now there are 2 platforms where we can achieve our goals related to dancing. The first is going to be online and the second is offline. So online platforms, the best platforms that we have is YouTube, and the second best platform is going to be paid online classes. Offline classes we have where we have dance studios, dance schools, dance institutes or academies where you can go personally, get trained, or you can ask those instructors to help you with some private personal classes. Or another way we can say more of like a personal training. Tip number 2 is clarity. Now many of you, when you start dancing, you're going to face this difficulty. You're always going to be confused where to do the step, on which music, or how to move this certain body or certain movement. This is only because you're not clear with the process. You need to have clarity about your dance steps. You need to have clarity about your body. You need to have a clarity about your fitness levels. How to achieve that clarity when you're going to dance? The best is to ask. You can ask the instructor or the trainer or a certain person who is going to guide you for this. Ask him. If there's nobody you can ask yourself where I am weak, where I am going to be stuck, or maybe which step it's going to be really difficult for me. Usually beginners, they face this problem is because they are not mentally present, or they're just physically present there. So it's very important that when you're dancing, whether it's a short period of time, make sure that you're mentally present. Don't forget to focus on the details. For example, if there might be some step that is difficult for you, make sure you break it down into parts. Now how to break it down? You can go more on the footwork, see how the footwork is going, observe the leg movement, or then you can go just focus on the upper body movements, and then probably you can club both of these movements together. Now it's up to you how you want to break it down. Make sure that when you break it down, you focus on that certain movement, on that certain part, and give yourself some time and be clear with that. Clarity is something that will always help you to gain confidence. So make sure that you always ask. Tip number 3 is execution. Now many of the dancers as beginners are going to get stuck in this situation is because there are multiple reasons. The main reason is overconfidence. The second reason is going to be lack of practice. The third reason is going to be you're not letting yourself step outside your comfort zone. Now, how to execute in a certain way to achieve some certain level of perfection. Now many teachers, even I would suggest you, the more time you invest behind it is good. But even if you're investing like 10 minutes of your day, I understand many of you have different priorities in life and you're going to choose dancing as an activity. It's very certain that you're going to have limited time in your daily routine. So even if you practice for like 10 minutes of your day, it's very important to have an effective practice. Effective practice is, what I'm trying to say is, focus on those 10 minutes on the things that are difficult for you. For example, as I explained earlier, certain steps, or maybe now you're clear with every movement, so practice more. Spend some time with that. Practice is the only option. There's no shortcut here. Even dance trainers or instructors or the dancers whom you follow across the world invest a lot of time in their fitness, in their learning, in their teaching, and everything that you see, it takes time and lot of practice. Remember, dance is always about celebration. So make sure you keep moving and enjoy the process.